Welcome once again to Ask Chuck, our weekly webcast. Glad to be with you. I'm a day late because yesterday we didn't have votes in the United States Senate, so it gave me an opportunity to do several things I've been invited to do that I can only do on a Monday through Friday. So I spoke to the Roosevelt middle school students in Cedar Rapids. Then I visited the Red Star yeast factory in Cedar Rapids and had a town meeting with their workers. Thanks to the management for letting them have some time off to participate in government. And then I had a long invitation going back to last summer to speak to the students in the College of Medicine and Dentistry at the University of Iowa. So I went there and spoke on healthcare reform and answered questions on healthcare reform. I want to respond very favorably to the number of people that sent in by tweet or by Facebook or by email questions, and I want to thank you for helping the process of representative government work. So as is my usual, I go to a couple questions that I have received and answer those, and then what we don't answer this way we will answer by mail. So look for answers to your questions if you don't get an answer today. The first one comes from Josh at Osage, Iowa. Tweets, what is your advice for a young person getting into politics? Well, get into politics. You can do that through running for office, as I did when I was very young. But I also suggest that you plan out as much as you can your life, because early in politics you can't expect to maybe make a living. Like, for instance, if you're elected to the legislature or the city council, or mayor, or some county office. A lot of those offices are only part-time jobs, so you have to have another profession or business to go along with it. So you may want to be well established in a business or profession before you run for office. But if you're willing to take a chance, the best thing is to decide to run for some office if you want to get into that type of politics. There's several other ways you can be involved in politics. Working for the political party of your choice, working for individual candidates, donating, and just be involved in causes unrelated to candidates. Like, for instance, referendum issues that are going on as amendments to the state constitution is just one suggestion. But there's absolutely no limit except what you desire to do or not do of what you can do in politics. And the reason I encourage you to do it in politics is because people involved in government can have greater influence through the institutions of government than you can maybe through other institutions of our society, like your profession or the church or the school, as examples. And also, it's one of these things with America that you have a choice of being governed or helping govern. You have a choice of being ruled or help rule. And I hope that you will choose to help rule, and I believe your question indicates that you would look favorably upon that. The next question comes from Dylan at Ames. And the question is, with recent Iowa cuts, I presume they mean Iowa cuts in appropriations from the legislature, Iowa State University is taking quite a hit. Will the federal government be doing anything to help? The federal government puts millions of dollars into Iowa State University every year through grants and through direct appropriations. Most of these fall into the area of research, not into supporting the instructional goals of the university. I suppose indirectly that helps in the sense that maybe administrative staff or some salaries of some people doing research as well as teaching, it may indirectly subsidize some of that. But those things will be happening this year, even if the Iowa legislature had not cut anything from the ISU budget. But in the final analysis, that money comes in good times or bad times. So there's not anything that's going to be added just because the Iowa legislature is not appropriating enough. But there are some things that I'm doing right here in Washington, D.C. with a bill now on the Senate floor as an example, to help students, not so much to help the university directly, but to help students. And one of those things is something I got passed in the tax bill of 2001 that would have tax deductibility of college tuition. And that has sunset now, and so this reinstitutes it for into the future so it can continue. And that's one way of helping. Another way is that previously interest on student loans was not deductible from income tax. Now, because of legislation I got passed, that interest deductibility is there. That's how you can help students, not necessarily helping the university, but there's a lot of Iowa State University students that can take advantage of those tax benefits. I end the webcast by telling you what's going on the Senate floor this week. We're going to finish up the tax extenders bill and other provisions that are referred to as a jobs bill. And then we're going to move to the Federal Aviation Administration authorization bill that will be there to help our airports around the country. I hope next week you will ask Chuck questions as you have right now, and I'll be visiting with you 7 days from now. Thank you.